about, I don't know, a couple decades ago, a bunch of smart people at Harvard did some research on successful companies and some things like that. And they came up with what is called the service profit chain. And today I'm going to explain to you what this means for you as a contractor in the most simplified way that I know how to do that. And that's what I call the profit path. And so we all want this end result here of profit in our business. And there's certainly a couple types of profit. There's the financial profit, and there's also the relational profit, okay? But for the points of this video here today, we're just going to talk about the money part, okay? We're going to talk about building a profitable business that is sustainable, that is kind of immune to a lot of the major ups and downs and things like that, all right? And so there's really 8 things, 8 bricks, I guess, on this profit path that I want to put on your radar. We're not going to go deep into these today, but I want to put these on your radar because often when things aren't going well in our business, when we're not as profitable, sales aren't what we need them to be, and things like that, we often don't think in this natural order of things. We jump around to different places it might not be, and we deal with things that aren't necessarily the real issue. Okay, so getting to profit starts with strong leadership. Okay, in our programs, in our Contractor Sales Academy, my workshops, things like that, I'll go do a sales and marketing workshop and we'll spend most of the day on leadership, okay? Because I understand at a fundamental level, in any organization, if you don't have strong leadership, then nothing else matters. Okay, strong leadership is what's going to drive you towards profit. Strong leadership then produces, oops, spelled it wrong, the culture of your business. And the culture of your business is how we treat each other, how we talk to each other, what's accepted here, what's not accepted here. All these things combined create the culture, a culture of fun, a culture of winning, a culture of accountability, a culture of profit, a culture of respect. Those don't accidentally happen, okay? Oops, dropped my marker. They happen as a result of strong leadership. Well, guys, then when you have a strong culture, you now have employee satisfaction. You have happier employees when your culture is strong, when your culture is good, when it's intentional. A satisfied employee then becomes a loyal employee, okay? Where they're not going to leave you just because somebody offers them another $1. They're not going to leave because you had a little break in the schedule because of some weather, okay? They're not going to be as wishy-washy as some of the people I've had in the past, when really it wasn't them, it was me not being the leader that I needed to be. I've burned through so many good people because I was a shitty leader. So strong leadership drives culture. The culture will help to satisfy the employees. Now, it's not your job to make them happy. Only they can make themselves happy. Only I can make myself happy. But I can create the environment and the culture that's going to satisfy them and give them what they need, which is an opportunity to succeed and better themselves. Then they're going to be more loyal. And a more loyal employee becomes a productive employee. So again, they're satisfied, they're more loyal, now they're more productive, they're doing better work. Okay, why? Because their needs are being met. There's some emotional needs, there's some financial needs, there's relational needs, all these other things that we get into in our programs. But the bottom line is when you're strong as a leader, better culture, intentional culture, satisfied employee becomes a loyal employee, becomes a productive employee, and then the high quality of work and value comes out. So when I have an employee that's satisfied and loyal and productive, we're going to do better work. We're going to add more value to the client, okay? And that's good. And then when we add more value to the client and do higher quality work, then guess what? You got client satisfaction. You got a satisfied client who then becomes a loyal client who can't imagine doing business with anybody but your company. Guys, this is the profit path. This is what it looks like. Ultimately, what happens is when a contractor is struggling, things aren't going well, they will often go to where they're comfortable. I've done it, you've done it. We go right here. Ooh, must be the quality. We got to get better quality, use a better tool. You know, we got to produce a nicer brochure to give people to tell them how we sand wood or whatever the hell it is. When the reality is that's not it at all. Profit, walking down the profit path starts with you as a leader, starts with me as a leader of the organization, getting super specific and clear of the culture that I want to build and what I'm going to tolerate and what I'm going to expect. And then I'm giving my heart, soul, blood, sweat, and tears to my people. Okay? And my people are what's going to produce better work and a better experience for the clients, who then become more loyal. Referrals go up. Repeat business goes up. They start calling you, hey, I know you don't do this, but you know anyone that does this. Now you become this trusted advisor in their life and all this other stuff. But it all started with you committing to be a better leader. So hopefully this helps you figure out why things might not be going the way you want them to go in your business. What I ask you to do in the comments below here, type in where you feel you are strongest in your business and where you feel that you are weakest in your business. And then the next thing you do is you take some action to make sure that you deal with the weakness. And if your strength isn't your leadership, then make sure you got to focus on that stuff. All right. Also, don't forget, head over to our Facebook page in the Contractor Fight. It's a private group for people like you, for people like me that want to own their crap and be a better business owner. It's a free group, doesn't cost a thing. The only thing is there's a cover charge that within 24 hours, you got to own your crap. You got to come in and go, hey, listen, you know, I'm a chicken when it comes to talking about money with my clients, or I negotiate against myself, or I'm a procrastinator, or whatever it is. You got to share some crap, otherwise we boot you out. All right, appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you next time on The Fight.
All right, that was smart. I didn't want to get out of the chair because I didn't know how loud it would be.
3, 2. All right, hey, today I'm going to share with you a simple hack. We love hacks, don't we? Easy way. An easy way for you to stay on track and hit your sales goal this year. Now, I'm recording this in March 15th of 2018, but no matter what year you're watching this or what the date is, you're going to be able to get some value from this. Okay, so I talk to a lot of contractors all the time. They go, I got to know my numbers. I got to know my numbers. Got to know my numbers. Okay, well, one aspect of knowing your numbers is knowing what your sales goal is and what you need to sell per day and all that other stuff. So here's a super simple hack. Doesn't require any software, any CRMs, any fancy, gadgets. All you need is a calculator and a pen and a piece of paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk you through somebody that I work with, who I just had a conversation with not too long ago, and they have an annual sales goal this year of $700,000. That's a K, 700K, okay? And there's 365 days in the year, right? Now, I know you don't work 7 days a week, you shouldn't be, but we're all about simple here in the Contractor Fight. So what you do is you take 700,000 bucks, you divide it by 365, you get 1,900, I don't know if you can see that, 1917.80. I'm going to round it up to 1920, okay? So you take the goal, the days in the year, $1,920 a day is what this person needs to average to be on track to hit their goal, okay? So if I go 1920 times 7 days in a week, it's 13,440. Okay, so when we start the year, they know, kicking the year off, I got a sales goal of this, divided by the number of days. This is how many signed contracts, how many dollars in signed contracts I need to have each day. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So now here we are. We're at March 15th. Okay, and I believe, I did this math earlier today, if I take 365 days and I minus out 31 in January, minus 28 in February, and minus 15 for today into March, we have 291 days left. 291 days. So let's pretend that since day one of 2018 and today, this company has sold $100,000 worth of work. Let's take 100,000 bucks for the easy math. All right, so they got 600 left to sell. Okay, so now what you do, each week you do this, by the way, every week. Come on, flip it around. There we go. 600,000 divided by, I got 291 days left. I'm behind because my number went up. Now it's $262, basically. 2062 times 7. Now my weekly goal is 14,434. All right? And that becomes my goal for that week. I need to sign that many dollars in contracts this week. Okay? So let's say I go and I exactly sell 14,434. You take 600,000 minus 434. Yeah, 600,000 minus 14,434. Starting the new week. So at the end of this week, I do the math, and we start the new week. I go, okay, I got 585,566 to go. 585,566 divided by, well, it's going to be 7 off of that, so it's going to be what? 284 divided by 284 days. Okay? It's the same because he hit the exact number, so it's going to be the same goal for that week. Well, let's pretend he did 20,000. So we go 600,000 minus 20,000. He had a really good week. Now it's 580 is what I got left. 580 divided by 284. My new goal is now 242 a day. 2042, I'm sorry. Okay, 2042 times 284. Oops, 2042 times 7. 14,294. So it went down a couple $100. Okay, so guys, tracking your numbers isn't hard. You just got to be disciplined. So each day, okay, have a calendar, have a sheet of paper like this. Shit, you don't have to do anything. Have a little sheet of paper and just go make some boxes for the week. Make 7 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a week. What I sell today? You know, $850. What I sell tomorrow? 0. What did I sell the next day? You know, $4,500. You tally it up, and then you do the math, and then you're going to know each day or each week what you got left to sell to hit your big goal, what you got to sell per day. All right, and here's the cool thing. Your to-do list, the things that go on your reminders on your phone or on your schedule or the phone calls you're going, everything you do to spend your time is now should be directed at getting you to that daily or weekly number so that you know you're spending your best time pursuing the things that are going to have the biggest impact in your contracting business. Okay, can't get any simpler than this. Hopefully this helps you with setting your goals, attaining your goals, and things like that as you're fighting the fight. Don't forget to hit our Facebook group. Go to Facebook, type in the Contractor Fight. All right, go below in the description. That's where you'll find it. We'll have a link there, all that other stuff. Join the group, and within 24 hours, you need to own your crap. You don't own your crap, we'll kick you out. That's kind of how the club works. It's free other than that. Hope to see you there, and you can ask more questions. You can ask for clarifications on things like this, and really engage with several other hundreds of contractors that are doing amazing things in their business and paying attention to their numbers and stuff like that. We'll see you next time on The Fight.